Welcome back. Today we're doing some black and white ICM photography. If you don't know what that is, it's basically you set a long shutter speed and you shake the camera. I'm using a 1-second shutter speed and a 10-stop variable ND filter to get the right exposure. So let's take a look at the photos. Okay, this first photo here I chose mostly because of the bag here. So this is a lady walking away from me, and this bag here in color is yellow, and that's why I picked it. But when I turn it to black and white, obviously you don't have the yellow. But zooming in here, there's not much to this photo other than this bag that sticks out for me. So we'll actually go to the next one. So this next photo here I actually like more. I like that it's two couples. You can tell a masculine body shape, a feminine body shape, and they're walking. I like that this guy is carrying a bag and that the bag has pretty good contrast here with his body. This is one of the reasons why I like ICM photography, is that when you take photos of people specifically, like I like how you can get their body shapes, but then like when it comes to like their heads and their faces, it just kind of blows it out and you can't really tell where their head is sometimes. I love that about this. Scroll down to their legs, like you can definitely make out the shape of their legs, and usually their arms and their hands. That's one of the reasons why I like doing ICM photography with people in them. And this next photo here, so I was standing in front of a fountain, and I liked the fact that the fountain, you know, it gave a pretty good contrast where the fountain was pretty white, blown out almost, and then when people were walking past it, you were getting like their dark shadows. Here's one of the better shots that I got of somebody walking. You can just kind of tell like this ghostly figure, them walking past, and it did a pretty good job at keeping the outline. You can tell it's a guy, but like again, like when you go to their face, you can't make out his face at all, although you can see he's wearing glasses. If you look close enough, you can see here, let me zoom in a little bit more. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, he's wearing glasses right here. That's cool. Yeah, this one turned out pretty good. I like his silhouette. But this next one here I like better. So I like that the fact that this lady right here, she's more ghostly. She has her, you can tell she has her arm extended out. Her hand is over her eyes, as if she's looking out into the distance. And you can also tell vaguely that she's wearing a purse. So over here on the right, you can see the strap here of the purse. I really like this photo. Mostly the lady on the right. Now the lady on the left, she's a little bit more, you can make her out a little bit better. You can definitely make out her hair more. But really the lady on the right is what does it for me out for this photo. Okay, this next photo here, I like this one. I was sitting on the steps. There's another set of stairs next to me on the right, and so people were coming up the stairs and basically just walking right past me. And so I like this photo because it's kind of layers of people. So like you got this big guy right here on the right, and then you got this other guy in the middle who's like medium size, and then down here you have like this woman who's a little bit more in focus. So if we zoom in more, so you'll see like this lady who's kind of walking down there, then you move up, you got this guy wearing a sling, so you can definitely tell he's wearing a sling, and then this guy right here, you can tell his shoulder. So I don't know, all in all, I like the composition of this photo. I like how it turned out. One thing I don't like about this photo, and I've mentioned this in some of my other videos of ICM photography, is that I cannot stand when there's text in the photos like this, because I always want to try to read it, try to make out what it says, and for me it takes away from the whole photo, because now I'm focused on the text and what it's saying. Even though I really like this photo, that text there, it kind of ruins it for me on this photo. But man, if that text wasn't there, I mean obviously I could just take it out, but I'm trying not to. With the ICM photography, honestly, I try not to manipulate the photo at all. Like I like the fact that a lot of this stuff is really what just comes straight out of the camera. It's not Photoshop, it's not anything like that. So that's what I like about doing this photography. That would pretty much ruin it for me on that one. Okay, this next photo here, I like this one. It's like a group of people. You got this guy on the left, the guy in the middle, and then the lady on the right. The reason why I chose this photo is mostly I like her hair and how it's kind of blown out, and I like her dress. When you zoom in more, it doesn't have the same effect than when you're zoomed out, but you can kind of see like she's got like a spotted dress. Really, her hair and the spotted dress is what did it for me on this one. In fact, I am curious. Let's see what the before and after was. Yeah, so there's the color version. I mean, I do like the black and white better anyway, but all right, this next photo here, I like this one. This guy's just standing here. I like the texture on the jeans and his shirt. I think this really came out well with the ICM photography. And again, I like the fact, like, you can tell this is his head, you can tell his hair, right? You can tell this is his hair, but when you go to his face, like, it's just like, what happened here, right? His whole nose is like gone, or like ripped out or something. I don't know. Like that's why I like about this. You never really know what you're gonna get when you shake the camera around. But then when you come down here, like, you can clearly see detail here, right? You got his shirt, his jeans. This is what I like about it. He's looking, I don't remember what he was looking over in the distance at. I don't remember this location, but and I also do like the little palm tree over here on the left. So this one's a pretty good photo too. Okay, this next photo here, I chose this one because when I first looked at this, I couldn't tell if this was a lady walking toward me or away from me, and that's why I chose this photo. I really like the fact that I just didn't know, and also I like the little armband right here. I think that's pretty cool, this little armband. But the more I look at this, the more I think that it's her back. I think this is her back, but I like it, and I like the streak of light right here that kind of blows out her, like, side of her head. So this one's a pretty cool one. Okay, and then this photo here, I like this photo because for many reasons. So one, when you first look at it, I mean, your eyes go down to this person right here because she's looking at you. And then when you start to, like, look more in there, so you can kind of make her out a little bit better than, like, most people in ICM photography. You can tell, like, it's a person looking at you. Then you can tell there's another person over here. Then you can tell there's another person right here. And then there's also a little girl right here. And so I like the fact that the more you look at it, the more, like, these people, like, kind of pop out at you. But then also I like this right here. I can't tell. So this part right here at the bottom, I don't know if you can tell where my mouse is, but it looks almost like a wheel. But if you look at this part right here, it almost looks like a car, a hood of a car, right? And then it comes down here, and then this is the lights of the car. But it's definitely not a car because cars are not allowed here. But I like the fact that this almost looks like a car driving through. Okay, this next photo here, I mean, this one's not too special. I just like the fact that this guy, now this one was, I do remember this one. It was at the cars, the place where the cars go into the water. They're like boats, car boats. I think they call them amphibious cars or something like that. Anyway, I just like the fact that this guy, the silhouette of this guy. But again, there's text in this photo, and I cannot stand the text. So that kind of ruins it for me. But over here, again, man, the text on this one kills it for me. But I like this one because of the guy in the white shirt. I think it popped out pretty well for black and white. But this one over here turned out a little bit better. Again, I like how when you zoom in, like, you can tell the shape of his face, right? You can tell, like, his hair is curly. You can see it right here is curly hair. But then, like, when you try to look at his face, like, you can't tell anything. And it's just very ghostly. I like it. All the images of people, they just look ghostly. When I was looking at the stroller, you didn't notice it at first, but then there's, like, a kid right here sticking his feet out the right side of the stroller. I thought that was pretty funny. Okay, this next photo here, I like how when you take photos of people and then there's people, you can see another person, like, right through them. This lady right here, and then you got this guy, like, right through the person. I like those kind of things that happen trying to do ICM photography. Now keep in mind, like, when taking these photos, like, I'm taking a ton of photos. I don't get photos like this on the first shot. I have to just keep taking photos and keep taking photos, and then hopefully eventually I'll get one that I like. It's not until I come back to the computer and I start looking at them that I actually see what I got. So all of these are kind of like accidents in a way. That's another reason why I like doing ICM photography. Now with this photo specifically, the more I look at this, the more I don't like it, and that's mostly because right here, her butt is just really big in this photo, and it takes away from the photo. I do not like it. It's too prominent for me in this photo. Now this photo here though, I love this photo. This is probably one of my favorite photos of this whole lineup, and I like it because, you know, it's two people walking, and it's very dreamlike. Like, they're walking and just becoming smoke. This is probably one of the reasons why I like ICM photography so much, is that, like, this is not Photoshop. This is straight out of the camera, and it looks so, like, it looks like brush strokes, like painting almost, or charcoal or something. I don't know. Like, I just love the fact that stuff like this comes out of the camera, and I did not intend this either. Like, I didn't go in there thinking, oh, I'm gonna shake this so it makes them look like smoke. No, like, I just shake it and hope that I get something usable, and things like this come out of it. And I really like this photo. You can tell like on the left side, like his hand here, and then I like that his left leg completely gone. You can't even tell he has a left leg, but he has a right leg, so you got the fact that he's walking. And then this person right here, you got the shoulder, but that's it. Like you can't make anything out, but your mind can put it all together and say, oh yeah, this is two people walking, evaporating. That's what's cool about this photo. I like this one. Okay, this photo here, I remember taking this photo mostly because of the wall, and there was people sitting there in a line at this wall. The more I look at this, the more I don't like this photo anymore. But this part right here, if you can see my mouse, it almost looks like a dog, like a head of a dog. Right here, like right here is his tongue, and then there's his ears. Although you can make it out better when it's zoomed out. So you see right here, like you got the face, the eye, the tongue, and then the ears. So I do like that about this, but other than that, I don't think this is really a great photo. But this photo, same wall, same people. This lady happened to just be walking when I was trying to take some photos. So I like this photo for two reasons. One, I like the fact that this lady right here, you can make out that she's wearing glasses and she has her finger in her mouth. I think that's hilarious. I like that you can make that kind of detail out with this one. But then this lady who walks past, she pretty much makes the photo for me because her expression, I mean, you can't tell, you can't see her mouth or anything, but just the cheeks and the highlights, and you can barely see like a light sliver here that makes out her mouth and her eyes, the sockets of her eyes, right? So when you zoom out and you look at it, it almost looks like she's looking at me in a very seductive way. Like she's like, you know, come here, baby, I want you, type of look. I think that's hilarious. Like I love that photo, or that expression on this photo, and what makes it out. And again, of course, now I'm just noticing that this photo has text in it, which I absolutely hate. You know, I could remove this text, but I try not to. I don't know why, but with ICM photography, I like to make the fact that it's not photoshopped at all, and I get these kind of effects, so that I try not to like manipulate it. And this photo here, I remember, so it was is basically a mannequin, and there was lots of lights surrounding this mannequin, and I thought it would be a pretty cool ICM photo, and I liked how it turned out. Now with this photo here, because I got the mannequins, like it's pretty good, pretty sharp, and how I got this one is I more twisted the camera instead of shaking the camera. That's how, if you want something more in focus, which I knew I wanted this photo, I wanted the mannequin more in focus and the lights around it to be more blurry and twisted. So basically that's what you do. You just twist the camera instead of shaking the camera, and you get this kind of effect. So this photo here, this is another one that I really like, and I like it mostly because of the light streaks, and I don't know what caused this light streak, but it was a happy accident. I like it, and I like that this person pretty much isolated out. I mean, you got three people here in the shot, but the light streaks with this person, I think, definitely makes it a really cool photo. And then the palm tree up here is pretty cool too. But okay, this next photo here, I like this one because of the streaks of this photo. I'm in like a little shopping area that kind of looks like a tunnel, and so when you come out of the tunnel, you know, you got the bright lights, and so that's kind of how I'm getting the silhouettes of people here in this one, because I'm more in the dark area and there are people I'm exposing for the brightness. Anyway, I like this photo because of it looks like brush strokes here on the sky. But also I like it because there's this little girl here, and you wouldn't know this without, like, I know this because I was there. Like, you would not be able to tell this unless I was telling you this. There's a little girl here and her arms like sticking out, and this guy is basically looking down at her. That's cool. But this next photo here, I like even better. So same guy on the left, but then like he has other family members coming over to him, and I just like this photo more because you can kind of make out the people better. And let's zoom in and see if we can see anything. I mean, you can kind of see I don't know if you can tell on YouTube, but I can tell like right here she's got like stripes. She's wearing a dress and there's like stripes on it, and then that's pretty much, can't really tell much after that. But okay, this next photo is kind of the same thing. I like this like wave of light blowing out this person, but then you got the silhouette of them walking. Okay, this one's another one of my favorites of this round. I like the fact that I think this just looks really good compositionally. It looks like 4 people, maybe 5 people, and I like how you got this guy over here on the right. he's kind of more dominant. He holds like the right side up, and then it kind of falls over to the left. And so you got the girls in the middle, and then you got another guy on the left who kind of holds up the left side of the photo. And then down here, I like the little curve, shape of the curve here that they're standing on. And on the sides, on the right side and left side, I like how you got the dark with the light in the middle. So compositionally, I really like it. Now when you zoom in, you can definitely tell, like you can almost make out, I mean, there's so many people in here. At first it looks like 4 people, but there's definitely like one. Okay, so this is the guy, right? You got his arm here, but you can't, his head is completely gone, so I like that. Then you have a lady right here who's right in front of him, and then you have another lady right here, I believe, and then you have, I think you have another person way in the background here, I think, maybe. And then of course you got the guy on the left. So let's see, zooming out, I mean, it looks like 4 people, but yeah, compositionally I really like it. It looks like ghosts standing around, you know, chatting on a corner. And this next photo here, I like this one mostly because, you know, you can see that you can make out the shoes and these are people walking, but other than that you can't make out too much. There's one thing about this photo that I don't like, and it's these streaks. They come from, like, usually if you have like light bulbs or something and you're doing ICM and you're shaking your camera, it'll make these streaks. So there might be like light bulbs in the background here, but I don't like this. It looks like scratches. I'm not a big fan of that, but for the photo itself, I do like it. But this next photo here, I really like this photo. So I'm definitely in front of a shopping window, and then there's this person like walking over on this left here. Person's walking over, going towards the right, but then there's this like shadow of a guy walking to the left. And what I like about this is that the shadow is just almost twice her size, so the proportion looks off. Probably just like this guy's just closer to me or whatever, but it makes this photo look unique to me. I like the differences in proportions here. And if we zoom in, let's see if we can see anything. I mean, obviously he's on his phone, you can kind of tell. Looks like we got some of those streaking going on here with from light bulbs, but yeah, other than that you can't quite make out much else. I like this photo mostly because of all the shoes. There's so many like shoes down here on the right. Go down here, we see like so many shoes, but really I think it's only from 2 people. It's just the way the long exposure is doing it. So you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, don't forget to please like the video if you liked it, and here are my 4 favorite photos from this round. Let me know which photo you like most. Do you like photo number 1 with the ghostly lady looking in the distance, or photo number 2 with the couple fading into smoke, or photo number 3 with the light beams, or photo number 4 with a group of people? Vote by leaving a comment below. Thanks for watching.